I think the e-comm boom is over. Yes, I said it. It's not gone forever, but the height of e-comm we saw over COVID, well, that's going away and sales are changing. You can see signs of that happening in the market. Look at Shopify. They just laid off 10% of their staff, and UPS is openly talking about how it's competing more for fewer packages being delivered. So let's talk about how the e-comm boom happened. It is the child of the retail apocalypse. Now, this is a term that's been used a lot, but the mall used to be a really popular place. Teens used to hang out there and everyone spent their money, but malls have just become less popular. That could be because malls have the same brand names that people have seen for a while, and maybe they want more variety in their closet. That could also be because malls are just not pleasant. You have a ton of strangers there and a loud disregard for politeness for people. But just generally speaking, in-store sales have plummeted over the past decade. That's also due to the rise of the internet and e-comm. E-comm encompasses anything that is selling a product online that is delivered in person, e-commerce. The history of e-comm is actually really long if you think about it. Before I get into it, please subscribe to my channel. 95% of people watching this video don't subscribe to my channel, and I need your help. I want to grow this channel. So please click the subscribe, maybe the bell, so you can see my uploads Monday through Friday. E-comm has been around for a long time, starting in the early 90s with book deliveries, but now e-comm encompasses everything from makeup, TV, shoes, and clothing. And thanks to quarantine during COVID, e-comm went into massive growth. E-comm has been steadily growing, but there has been a lot of projections in the past saying that e-comm would grow an astounding amount over the past few years, and those numbers just haven't come to fruition. It just really hasn't happened. I'm adding this in editing, but a lot of people expected e-comm to grow 5 to 10 years faster than expected before COVID. So e-comm hadn't really kept up to its expectations, and there's a little bit of the expectations being met with COVID. Obviously, COVID increased the growth and evolution of e-comm quickly, but not by 5 or 10 years. They really just bumped up the number of sales, and a few companies were introduced into this space to make it better, but it really was just all about the sales. It wasn't really about revolutionizing the company or the industry. So although a ton of money flowed in there, processes really weren't improved, and the industry just didn't grow as fast as it needed to or it was projected to. So even though it is a big industry that's growing and a lot of people are making money with dropshipping and e-commerce, if you actually look at the facts and the numbers, maybe a little bit of this boom was luck and COVID, and a little bit less of e-comm being such a big deal. Yeah, people are buying things online more than ever, but it's not about where they buy them. It's about who they buy them from. And me as a customer, I'll go in person to my favorite brand, Lush Skincare, instead of ordering it online, because I'm caring about the environment, and I'm not the only customer that's thinking like this. But during COVID, we did see some of that growth. Everyone was stuck at home, and thanks to the money printer of the government, everyone still had money to spend, even if they didn't have a job, and spend they did. In 2020, a lot of companies saw shortages of items that were being bought like crazy, including electronics, lounge clothing, or just things to do at home in general. And that continued into 2022. You can see reports online talking about how e-commerce is still going full-fledged in 2022. And you can find articles talking about how e-comm was still going full force in 2021. So what has changed between 21 and 2022? Well, obviously we have that recession that we're not allowed to call a recession, but also a lot of startup companies are laying off in e-comm. I have a list for you. I can read it off. We have Food 52, a marketplace for kitchen supply, laid off 15% of their staff. Kiwi Co., that is an arts and science e-comm store where you can buy kids' toys, laid off 20% of their staff. The Grommet, which is an e-comm site, 100% of their staff went out of business completely. Sunday, a furniture store, laid off 23% of staff. StockX, a shoe store that's very popular and well visited, still had to lay off 8% of their staff. Nate, an e-comm marketplace, 20% of the staff. Enjoyable, a mobile retail company, 18% of staff. Chef, a home cooked delivery service. I'm not sure if this is e-comm, but 21% of staff, and Joker, a grocery delivery service, laid off 5% of staff. Oh, I'm not done. That was just 1 month in June. For July, so far, we have Chow Now, Startup Snacks, Unknown Amount, GoPuff, a snack company that has a lot of celebrity investors, 10% of staff. Butler Hospitality, Pop-Up Kitchens went out of business. Next by Virtual Kitchens, Unknown Amount laid off. Victoria's Secret is massively redoing its whole company, but they laid off 160 managers. GameStop is laying off Unknown Amount, and Fabric, an e-comm logistics company, laid off 40% of staff. Not to forget the Shopify laid off 10% of their staff. That is brand new news. So it should be obvious to you that things are changing in e-comm, but UPS and FedEx is telling you. They've come out recently saying that the competition for packages has become higher, not only because, COVID happened. A lot of people saw the opportunity to make money delivering packages, right? If everyone in the world is going to see that e-comm is doing well, then someone that has a smart mind is going to find a way to make money there. And there have been new delivery companies that have started, as well as existing companies have increased the amount of packages that they can deliver and the places that they can go. So UPS and FedEx are openly saying they have more competition for the packages to deliver, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out. Will we see any layoffs there? Well, I'm seeing tons of layoffs in logistics. Strode Supply Chain Software, 8% of staff. Convoy Digital Freight Network is a big company too, 7% of staff. And Automox, Automated Endpoint Management, laid off an unknown amount. So it's just not the e-comm stores, it's the delivery of e-comm that is also suffering. I actually work at an e-comm company. We own a very large marketplace. Not about to snitch about my background. I don't want to get fired, but even we have talked about the changes in sales. Yes, our sales projections did not match what they were supposed to last month. We are not laying off yet, but we certainly are reducing the number of hires we need for account management or customer service. I know our competitors, I don't want to say the competitor either, but I know our competitors are laying off. I've tried to poach those candidates. Particularly one of our competitors, they hired a technical recruiter. They hired half of their staff within 1 year. And as I've interviewed the candidates, what I've seen is that these people are very highly paid and they had great sign-on bonuses. So it looks like some of the competitors for my company in the e-comm space, they took the strategy in hiring of offer the highest salary to get the best people on the team as quick as possible. And look how it's playing out. They have laid off about 25 to 30% of the staff, and their competitors are able to get their employees. Even some of the employees I've interviewed, they were not laid off. They just want a more stable company, and I think that's what we can expect to see in e-comm in the future. I'm telling you, my viewers, first, because you gotta know, e-comm is changing. So if you are thinking about going into the drop shipping service right now, there's a lot of things in the way. First, obviously, you have the delivery issues. Deliveries have been delayed. The cost of delivery has increased, and like FedEx said, there is more competition for fewer packages. Next, people just care more about brands. People don't want to buy from random stores anymore. I think over COVID, a lot of people jumped on the e-comm bandwagon and they made these ambiguous stores people had never heard of with brands that they had never heard of. And I think the customer just got tired because those businesses are not doing so well. Now, I'm not saying that this is like Prada, Louis Vuitton brand name, but people would much rather go to a marketplace than an individual store. And at that same level, right, there's not that many marketplaces to go to. Obviously, Amazon is a marketplace, but if you want to go to a clothing marketplace, that's usually like a big retail store that has a lot of different brands, or something like Urban Outfitters. That has already been staked in the market, right? And I think the third factor that's really going to hurt drop shipping moving forward is Amazon and Walmart. First off, Walmart crazy changed their restrictions to be a vendor on their website, and Amazon has also changed its restrictions. But I gotta say, I shop all the time online on Amazon, in person, in Walmart, and I have been watching the prices, and it is more expensive to buy stuff online. I can find one product that's sold amongst many different companies on both Amazon and Walmart, and it's pretty easy to go find the lowest price. Often I'm seeing more than double the price increase for other items, and I'm not the only customer figuring this out. A lot of customers have figured out that drop shippers are out there taking common products increasing the price and putting them on these easy to purchase websites like the Walmart marketplace or Amazon. Yeah, people have figured it out and people just don't want to pay the upcharge, especially during a recession. You're seeing that in 2020, 2021, a lot of people were buying used clothes and flipping them by painting them or putting bleach on them. And while those items are still selling, they just are not selling as much as they used to. You'll see people on TikTok with their small businesses trying to sell keychains, and they say that the sales are just not keeping up like they used to. Well, that is because e-com is dying. Now, if you work in the e-com industry, how are you going to make it out? So obviously, if you are in marketing and product management, that is really specific to e-com, but I gotta say, your experience is niche. I would not leave e-com yet. You could consider going to a different geographic location, consider maybe less of a well-known brand name. I know some people in e-com really like to work for the well-known store names or brand names. If you let go of that restriction, maybe you have more opportunity. Also consider that your salary might be overpriced. I talked about that in my channel. Product managers and marketing are the people I see the most with the out of control salary asks. So if you're in product or marketing, that might be you. Keep that in mind. And obviously just be more kind and respectful to people during the job search. It's a recession and e-com is falling apart a little bit. So e-com companies are not hiring. If you get a chance to interview at an e-com company, take it serious, wear something nice, even if it's on video, and prepare. And just take the job search seriously at this time right now. If you're working in engineering, backend or front end, your experience can really pivot to a lot of places. Backend, you're dealing with payment processing and just high data in general. That's really applicable to a lot of different kind of services, like a B2B software as a service, platform as a service. If you are on the front end, your skills are still applicable to. People are really open to considering different backgrounds when it comes to front end. And e-com is just generally useful. There's a lot of pages on e-com. There's a lot of sales flows that need to be optimized in e-com. And it's a more competitive business than something like a platform as a service. If you work in the industry, the tech industry, or are looking for a job, please subscribe to my channel. I give you all the tech news, letting you know that 2022 is not the year to start your drop shipping service. I'm gonna have a video coming up this week, either tomorrow or on Saturday, about the June layoffs. We are already through June, so I'm gonna recap on all the layoffs going on. I don't think June is going to be the height of layoffs. I think that layoffs are really going to get kicking in August. So let's take a look. In e-com this year alone, we have 15 e-com companies that have laid off. Some of them have completely gone out of business. So it's an exciting time in the tech industry. Let me know in the comments below, do you do drop shipping or do you have an e-com store? How's sales going and how are customers responding? Have you gotten more returns and have your goals for sales changed for the next quarter or the next year? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe. 95% of you people watching this video don't subscribe to my video, and it very, very much so helps me become the YouTuber I want to be. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.